like watching a kung fu movie because our voices and our lips didn't match. So,
all right, let's do this part again. This is one of our latest breeds and one of our latest birds. We wanted to show her to you. This is a Dixie Rainbow, and we're wondering if any of you have ever seen anything like this before.
Or if you have any like this, because this is a new breed for us.
Yeah.
Kevin couldn't help himself, and he bought more chicks. So.
Guys, they were $1 at Tractor Supply. I couldn't help it. I just couldn't help it.
Says, I can see you, but there is a bad lag.
Okay, well, we can handle the lag as long as you can see us. We're going to show this bird a few more seconds. You're still good, hearing howdy. Good.
Okay.
Bob
I can
Homestead.
see and hear you. Okay, good. That's good.
Right. Awesome. All right, so this is one of our latest new friends, and we just wanted to introduce them to you. I'm going to have Katie take it away and say goodbye to the Dixie Rainbow. There you go. All right. Well, how you guys doing? We're so glad to see you, and we don't really see you. I guess you see us. I haven't looked at my forehead in a while, but there's a red bump there. Very distracting for a guy with ADD. I'm just saying. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Awesome.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, so we are really, again, honored and privileged that you guys would be with us. And we have a lot of exciting things to talk to you about. We can't see our own situation too well, so I'm going to make some adjustments and try not to lose it altogether.
Oh, look, there it is.
But we can't see how many people are like in the mix here.
Oh.
And so we should still be there.
Okay, there we are. Okay, sorry.
The name again is a Dixie Rainbow.
Dixie Rainbow.
For that chicken. Yeah, Claire's very particular about how you spell her name, so make sure you watch that.
Oh, there's Bandana Grandma again.
Hey,
Good.
Bandana.
Okay.
All right, so.
What did you do? Stop clicking on things.
I'm clicking on things over on the other computer so that we can see more conversation than what we can see right now.
Okay.
This is like the most patient
Hi,
audience
Dave.
ever.
Yes.
Dave?
Yes, that's Dolphin Man.
Oh!
That's his actual name.
I didn't know that was your real name, Dolphin Man. I'm shocked. Yeah, the Dixie Rainbows are pretty cool. I'm surprised that we even were lucky enough to get that. 13 people are watching. That's exciting. Okay. All right, so we have had a busy day. The computer that we were going to use is Wi-Fi only. And so we switched to this computer, which is on a hard line going into our internet connection. So we scrambled at the last minute to get all the things that we needed. That's pleasant, me just picking my ear right there. And now we're live, and hopefully this will work every time. We'll work on it so you can see us better, and we'll see how we can improve on our technology. Technology continues its trend to hate Goin Batty, and that's just kind of how it is. So we're glad to see you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Looks like we're in the dark. No pixelations. The voice and the video match. That's good.
That's good.
We can handle a little darkness, but we'll try to turn on a few more lights. Maybe that'll help. So
yeah, a few more.
Yeah. Can you turn on that one?
We've got family all around us trying to make us look good.
There's a little more. I don't know if that helped. But.
You've got. I think we've got every light on that we can have on right now, so we're going to keep buzzing along. So, welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. Let's see. Jatan, is that it? How you say that?
I guess so.
You have been at a lot of our different chats. You've watched a lot of our videos and commented on it. If we're pronouncing your name wrong, I'm very sorry. But Jatan, thanks for joining us. Y'all just look like you're in the dark room. There's no pixelation in the voice and video match. Well, hey, that's great.
All right. I already read that.
I know, I'm slow.
Okay.
All right. I didn't want to seem rude and hurt your feelings.
I was talking about her name spelling, I think. We missed that as it was like going through.
So there's this whole other world going on with the people talking, and I'm distracted easily. So anyway. So we thought we'd start this night out with telling you guys how Heather and I met, and then jumping into some other things. We have a couple different things planned today. We're going to talk about the Goin Batty kitchen. We're going to talk about our next upcycling project. We're going to talk about our favorite things, and we're going to talk about our garden update. We're going to give you a chicken update and some new resources that we've come across. Do you have your resources?
Yes.
There's here somewhere. Okay. But before we do that, we didn't want to make a big deal out of anything, but we made something for you guys that we wanted to show you. So it's really no big whoop, but we wanted to thank you guys. We made you all this cake.
You're pouring all the sprinkles off of it.
Yes.
Because we have 300 subscribers.
We have 300 subscribers. Katie needed another excuse to bake. And we just thank you guys for subscribing. Wait until we get to 305. Wait until you see the cake when we have 310. The cake will be even bigger when we get to 320. But it's just a funny little thing we decided to do. So anyway, making my daughter nervous because I'm getting ready to tip it a lot. And it's making her really crazy. But I don't think it's a problem. And it's... Alright, here you go. So you guys can take that in the kitchen and cut it into a lot of pieces. 300 pieces for all of you guys. We're going to share it. Just send us your email address or mailing address. We'll shove the cake in an envelope and mail it out to you. Now, that's not really going to happen. But
Hi, Homestead Tessie.
Hi, everybody. Well, so let's get started, and we'll move into, and we are on a little bit of a lag, and I don't think there's any way of really stopping that. But let's see how we met. That's an interesting story. We both went to a similar young adults group, and I was stuffing the...
Bob says we're at 308 now.
I know, right? OMG, Goin Batty family, thank you.
I'm patiently waiting for my piece in the mail.
Awesome. That's perfect. 309, somebody said. Woo! Yeah. We didn't try to do math with our kids and divide by fractions or anything like that, but we went to the same young adults ministry together. I was stuffing the belly of airplanes from 11 o'clock at night till 4 o'clock in the morning. But before I went and did that, I would go in and be a part of a church group that was all 20-somethings at the time. And
you were 30-something.
I was. They grandfathered me in. I don't know how that happens, but yeah. So anyway, we just kind of started attending the same thing, and our dog is like going nuts right now. So we started to get to know each other a little bit, and the first reason was that we went on a retreat.
Yes,
right?
We did.
Okay.
Hi, Maggie.
Gina, go lie down.
Go lie down, dog.
You're driving me nuts. We what happened? What was like the first interaction you and I had? Do you remember?
You asked me for my sunblock.
I think it was before that. The night before, we were all in one room, and your initial thought of me was
that guy's really loud. That was my original thought of him. So.
And that has not changed in the how many years we've been married?
We've been married 12 years, almost 13.
12 years?
Yes, almost 13.
Oh,
yes.
12 years?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel it feels so much shorter.
I'm sorry. I got that wrong. It's 14 years. 14 years.
We just got it from the source that we've been married 14 years, not 12. And both of us messed that up. Both of us. And
everything happened so quickly.
It does. Oh my gosh. let me tell you, it's just one of those things.
We got cake.
We got cake. Cake. All right. It's just one of those things where we feel so comfortable with each other. We don't pay attention anymore, and you have to remind yourself sometimes.
It feels like we've been married forever. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry, folks. I've been fighting a cough today. So, we went on this retreat. I asked her for my sunblock, and then I went on.
You asked me for my sunblock.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I asked for her sunblock, and I proceeded to use that sunblock, give it back to her, and go on a canoe trip from you know where.
Yeah, you had the guy who wanted to canoe like he meant business and get there and be done and beat everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the canoe with everyone who wanted to have fun and, flip each other over. And, I think I lost a pair of glasses and a shoe. And
someone lost their wedding ring, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that wasn't me. We were married at the time.
We were married. But then we've had a couple other experiences where we were going to the group and she was sitting down with her friends on her side watching the band and as she's watching, I notice I'm looking at her in her direction. I'm not being shy about it.
Santana Grandma has been married for 49 years. That is awesome.
That is pretty cool.
That's great.
That shows you how much of a lag there is too.
We have something to strive for.
Yeah. So. And so anyway, we I lost my train of thought. The ADD, all the things happening right now. I got lost very easily.
You were actually up in the band.
No, not when you fell off the chair though. Oh. I wasn't in the band yet. When she fell off the chair, it was like there was Heather, and then there was no Heather, and she just calmly got up, walked out of the room, and then came back later.
I have a tendency to kind of sit on one leg, and I like kind of half cross leg, and my foot got caught in the tablecloth that they had on these tables, and I fell. I went to go stand up, and I fell over. So I'm like super graceful, not at all. So that was. Yeah.
But it made me notice her, and I started to make friends with her and make friends with some other folks. Ultimately, what really got us together were the man catching cookies.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
We had gotten together, and we had gotten together because of what's that HBO deal?
Oh, Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. They had it an episode every week, and so we got together to watch it as friends, but with a group of people in our youth group. And I'll tell you, for anybody that's single out there, that really is the best way to date. Like, don't go one-on-one right away. Just as a group, go out and enjoy each other's company and get to know one another. Like Kevin should be giving anybody dating advice. But what it allowed for us to do is it allowed us to get to know each other in a group setting, and for it not to feel awkward. And when we didn't have something to say, other people could kind of fill in the gaps. And so we went over and over and over again. And every single time these cookies showed up.
Yep.
That is rude. My crumb fell on the screen, computer screen. Okay, that's funny. And so we're.
Oh, she's 34 years. They've been saying how long that they've
43.
been married. 43, and
yep.
Tessie's been married 30. So that's so good to hear, because like you hear of so many people who don't make it that long. My parents were married for 40 years, almost 40 years before my dad passed away.
Hi, Kim Hitler. Hi, Maggie.
So there is. My grandparents were married for 50 years. 54 years before my grandfather passed away. So there's longevity in my family.
We had to be cute on that one too.
What?
We had to be cute on that length of time for marriage too. We can't think of it on our own.
Oh yeah.
We're a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a fun disaster.
It is.
We're going batty.
I never know. I never know what we're going to do next. He's the spontaneous one, and I'm the one that's like, should we do that? Is someone going to get hurt?
Speaking of spontaneity.
Oh, jeez.
I have this brand new axe that I got today.
It's a hatchet.
It's a hatchet, yes. It's a hatchet, not an axe. Thought you should see that. And we're gonna talk about that in future episodes, in future videos. But anyway, we watched Band of Brothers, and then we went to Cincinnati. Has this thing called the EBN fireworks, and the EBN fireworks are great, and they're huge. I mean, thousands of people.
24 and a half years, 17 years. It was 17 years. She was 17 when she got married.
Wow, Homestead Tessie, that's awesome.
My grandmother was 16 when she got married. And
Jayton, that's awesome too.
Yay!
Saw your man cookie show. Thank you, Dolphin Man.
54 years, 48. Awesome. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
We wouldn't have made it 3 years if it wasn't for the Lord intervening in our relationship. Amen to that.
Yep.
Philip, that's awesome. 45 years. Gail, 48 years. Did you say that already and I just missed it?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Anyway, it's been a great time, but EBN fireworks.
Yeah.
We went to the EBN fireworks and we got to know each other. We hung out with one another. We got caught under the bridge where you can't see any of the fireworks.
So we waited for like 4 hours to see these fireworks. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full.
Yes, but you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
For 4 hours to watch these fireworks, and we didn't get to see it because of a darn big bridge that was in our way. So
yeah, it was pretty funny. We picked the seat to sit down right underneath the giant bridge. But on our way back to the van, I remember hearing all about Heather and about her family and her brother that was a youth pastor, and it was quite the experience. And one thing that I had done is I had showed up at Heather's door one night, kind of unannounced, and had said, "Listen, I'm this big bag of crazy, and I'd really like to get to know you more, and I was wondering if I could take you out on a date." And she said, "Well, you can, but you have to ask my dad's permission first."
And at the time, I was 25 years old, and I wasn't living at home anymore. Now, that was a rule growing up when I lived in my parents' house, because my dad, he was like, a man knows what a man thinks, and a man can smell bullcrap from another man a mile away. And so he was very, I'm his only girl, and he was like, I want to make sure that whoever wants to date you is actually worthy of you. So there you go.
Absolutely. And so I had never heard of such a thing. Matter of fact, in my dating experience, I did everything in my power to avoid the father. But something stirred in my heart, and I said, if this is going to be worth it, I've got to go through the full process. I've got to commit to it. And so we actually went out on a date before I met her dad. But to continue dating her, it was real important to Heather that I ask her dad's permission.
I wanted to know he was man enough to do that, because there had been a lot of guys that were interested in me in my life who were like, yeah, no, that's not worth it. So I just wanted to know, like, would he be man enough to walk up to my dad, who everyone seemed to find intimidating, but he still wasn't. So
yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. He was a lovely man.
So here's the truth: I wasn't man enough, and I discovered that later. But I went to this experience open-minded. Heather and I had a great first date. I took her to J. Alexander's. We ate rattlesnake pasta. We were supposed to go to a movie, but we skipped the movie and didn't do that. We went and picked up coffee, and in my truck, as I was turning a corner, I proceeded to spill half of the cup of coffee down her boot into her foot. Hot coffee on her foot into her boot. She said not even an ouch. This is how tough this lady really is.
It burnt me, and my leg was red for probably like 3 or 4 days from how hot the coffee was. So
yeah. Yes, we are both believers, Dolphin Man. You're right. So anyway, we went to a park, and we walked around. It's one of those newer parks. It's like concrete and trees, and it's
kind of man-made parks.
Yeah, it's
not
like a man-made
real
park.
parks.
But it had fountains there.
Yeah, it had fountains there.
And it was Christmas time. And so we, being the good Christians that we were, well, we stole the light bulbs off the Christmas tree.
I wanted to see if the whole tree would go out if we took the light bulb out. It didn't. So
it didn't.
It looked like those old light bulbs that where you would do that and that would happen. So
those little light bulbs are still in Heather's glove box of our car, and they're a memento of our first date. Not that we're criminals. That's not what we're celebrating. It's our first date.
Yeah.
That's what we're celebrating. So anyway, we went to Heather made the arrangements for us to go to dinner with Mom and Dad, and that's exactly what we did. We sat down at a St. Louis style restaurant.
No, Louisiana style.
That's what I said. Louisiana style restaurant, and I sat across from her father, and I think the appetizers had come. Bow tie pasta, fried bow tie pasta with artichoke dip.
Yep, it was awesome.
I remember that vividly because I looked up at her father and I said, I would like to ask your permission to date your daughter. And he looks back at me and says, you are not the man I would choose to date my daughter.
And I went, oh! And I'm like, please.
I kind of looked around and went, check, please. We're done. Bring it over. We're finished. And then he stopped and he goes, but my daughter has great character and a good judgment. And I forget what he said after that. I'm blanking.
My daughter is a good judge of character. So I'm going to give you my permission, but you and I are going to get to know each other very well. And you're going to come over every weekend that you're free because he is in youth ministry.
Yeah.
And so
at the time I was too.
Our weekends are usually not free. So and so he did. And
that's exactly what happened.
He spent almost every free weekend he had with my dad. And one of his first funny experiences with my dad is my dad is not patient enough to set a fire and light a fire.
Like with paper and wood.
Yeah, like a Boy Scout. Like my dad's thing is you grab a thing of kerosene and you take it over to the burn pile and you pour it all over it. But his kerosene can looked like his gasoline can, and so Kevin had watched him. He's sitting on the back porch watching him as he's carrying a blowtorch and what looks like a can of gasoline to his burn pile, and he's thinking, oh my gosh, her dad's gonna blow himself up. So,
no, what I was thinking was, I gotta watch this. I gotta see what this guy's doing, because I've always wanted to start a fire that way, but never was allowed. I was told, hey, you don't do that kind of stuff.
Hen Feather Homestead, rattlesnake pasta is not what you think. It's not made out of rattlesnake. It was just a name that they gave the dish. It actually had chicken in it. I don't know why they called it rattlesnake pasta, but it doesn't have rattlesnake in it. So
if only it did. It was excellent, by the way. It was awesome, and I wish we could make it even now. But I have cake, so I'll eat some of that later. But yeah, that's kind of the first steps into us dating, and over the next 6 months, that's exactly what happened. We got to know him very well. He got to know me very well. I got to know him very well. And I came from a family that was, I won't say it was broken, I just would say that it wasn't your typical family where my mom was a single mom. She was a banker. She worked a lot. And we would leave in the morning for school, and we would not see her till 8 o'clock, and that was pretty much every single day. And so there wasn't a male role model necessarily to show me what it meant to be a dad, other than my grandfather and eventually my uncle. And so this guy, Heather's dad, started teaching me what it meant to be a dad. And so we got to know each other pretty well, and that's kind of the nuts and bolts of how we met.
Yep.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Thanks for tolerating it, and that's how we met.
Yep.
So.
Claire
Next
says we're so cute. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you. Thank you.
All that sexy's mine. Yep. What's up?
All right. We're gonna jump into the Goin Batty kitchen. So one of the things about growing up with a single mom is you learned how to make things from scratch. That means we scratched them out of the box, we scratched them out of the can, and everything was powder. The macaroni and cheese came out of the box powdered. The mashed potatoes came out powdered. There was no home cooking, if you will, unless we ventured out into Bob Evans or somewhere else. So we got dating, and Heather introduced me to like real cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like real homemade cooking. And so when we started doing what we were doing here on YouTube, we thought we got to have a segment that's Goin Batty kitchen.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna let her talk for a minute about some of the recipes she's playing around with, and that might be coming up on the videos on our YouTube channel, because we want to give you that opportunity to see them, and we will try to get the recipes to you. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I think for our next Cookie Friday, I'm going to be making blueberry pie cookies. And what are you doing? Stop that! You're blinding me. Stop that!
Yes, but we're brighter.
No, okay.
You can see us now.
Will you stop that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I'm obnoxious.
So we're making blueberry pie cookies on Friday for Cookie Friday, and then I also have let's see, what is it? Granola bars, like chewy granola bars that we're gonna make, and I think I'm gonna try another like dinner type thing. Sometimes it's kind of hard because Kevin's work schedule. Like I need him here to film because I'm not very good doing it by myself. But you know, we've got several other like just like main course meals that I'm gonna try to make. So.
And what are some of those main course meals, dear?
I don't have my paper with me right now. I don't know. I write them down so I don't even remember.
You make some awesome stuff though. I mean, there's a pasta dish that she makes. That's off the hook.
We have a, and anyone who lives down south, like, don't get mad at me when I make it because it's probably not really jambalaya, but it's our version of what jambalaya is. So I'm gonna probably do that. I'm gonna probably make Cincinnati style chili. It's one of those things that probably.
Good night, Tessie.
Lone Star Living, you probably won't like it because you probably like Texas chili, and this is so not like Texas chili.
It's Cincinnati chili.
Yeah, it's Cincinnati chili. It's a little weird. So, and there's several other things that, you know, we're going to make. And, yeah. So, there you
Homestead Tessie says, night, I wear aprons.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Cool. We have homemade aprons on our website if you're interested. So check out goinbatty.store.com. Yeah, so the jambalaya, let's talk about that for a minute. I'm not a big fish guy. I don't like shrimp. I don't like that kind of stuff. Shellfish. And we are I'm just not a fish guy. So Heather made this jambalaya recipe that has chicken in it. It has chorizo sausage. It has green olives. It has rice.
It's got like a 5-blend rice in it and like a salsa in it. It's really good. My kids really like it. It's got a little bit of a kick to it and a little bit of a spice. So
it does.
Yep.
It does. So I'm sorry there's a lag on our thing. I don't know really how to fix that yet, but we just got this far, so one step at a time.
Yep.
So anyway, at the Goin Batty kitchen, there's all kinds of things going on. One of the things that I kind of wanted to show everybody was
Claire's like, there should not be chocolate in chili. In Cincinnati chili, there is cocoa powder in it,
and cinnamon,
and a lot of other things too. It's just like you dump everything in the cabinet into your chili. So
I wear aprons as a channel, guys.
Oh, okay,
that makes a lot more sense. Well, we wear aprons too, and we'll check out that channel.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the chili is awesome. The jambalaya has what else does it have? It has what are those little things called? Capers.
Capers in it, yeah.
Yeah, Tessie was saying goodnight to I wear aprons.
Oh, I missed her.
We have a lot of we have a lot of learning about this YouTube thing, don't we?
Yep.
Oh well, so be it.
So.
Well, anyway, that's the Goin Batty kitchen. What else do we have to talk about?
Your next upcycling project.
Upcycling project. I was looking to see how far along we are and how much time we have left.
We are at 7:37.
Oh, okay, super.
So, yeah.
Well, the next upcycling project that we have to do is some sort of outdoor cooking area. We'd like to create an area where we can cook outside, which, if you ask Heather, like, her worst, like, least thing that she'd ever want to do is cook outside. But there are times when it is kind of fun. And
well, you cook outside during the summertime, and it's already hot. Like, I don't like cooking outside. I don't like being hot. So.
Yeah. Well, I think what I was hoping we could do is have a place where we can heat a pot of water up, where we could try to experiment with some outdoor cooking, even if it doesn't come out right. I think I've made a video that proves I'm a great cook with the toasted peanut butter and jelly. It's awesome. I don't know how it got titled "Dad Can't Cook" because Dad can cook.
Dad can't cook.
So, but yeah, there's like things that we coming up. Like we're gonna try to make. There's these little like pie maker things that open and close like this, and you put bread in them, and with your homemade bread. With your homemade bread,
it's actually
blueberry
not
inside.
My homemade bread. It's actually Krista's homemade bread. It's awesome.
It's her recipe.
Yeah,
it's
her
you
recipe.
making it. So, anyway, with that inside of it, toasted would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, to each their own. Chili is such a broad name now. There's chicken chili and begins chili. And I'm sure you all is awesome just the same. Hey, thanks, Lone Star.
Yeah. Solar oven? He's asking if we're doing a solar oven.
We're not. We're just going to do...
a cooking pit.
And cook with fire. Wood fire. Solar oven, I have heard of that, though. That sounds kind of cool. I will have to do some more research on that. But, yeah. No solar oven. But, yeah, something outside that we can use on cinder blocks. Craigslist had this thing where you could buy cinder blocks for 50 cents. And so we figured we'd buy a few of those, create some sort of like outdoor cooking area that's actually something we can tear down, that doesn't have to stay up, because we want that flexibility. Bandana Grandma's out.
That's all right.
Don't worry about it.
She's not been feeling well, so she needs to rest anyway.
Sleep well, and thank you for even taking time to show up. We're so glad you watched even a little bit of us.
Yeah.
And check out the rest of it online tomorrow, because we will be there with the rest of whatever this is going to be.
And I'll probably see you tomorrow anyway on the Big Family Devotions.
Family Devos.
Yep.
Don't want to miss that.
Yep.
Good night, Bandana Grandma. So anyway, I was talking about stuff.
The outdoor cooking.
Oh, yeah, the outdoor cooking. But those pies that you make in that sandwich thing.
That's not what you were talking about.
No, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm switching topics.
Right.
I'm going a whole different level. We're going to try some of those. We're going to try some other things that maybe we've never done out on the fire before. Every time I cook on fire, I like make it really crispy on the outside, and it's still like really raw on the inside. So we're going to work on that.
Super rare. Yes.
Yeah, there's rare, and then there's my rare. Stab it, slab it, and throw it on a plate. Rare. So that's one of the projects that's coming up. We are still in process of the rabbit hutch. The rabbit hutch was a upcycling project that we're still in the middle of. We are looking to get about 4 different kinds of rabbits. 2 different kinds of rabbits, excuse me. And raise our own rabbits, and see where that goes, and just kind of use them on the homestead. They're a great source of protein, and we know how much Katie likes to eat rabbit. I mean, she talks about it all the time, so we need to satisfy her.
No, she doesn't. She's like, I don't think she could eat it because her faces are too cute. So it's a good thing chickens are ugly. So.
Yeah, really. We did that the other day. We did a little bit of butchering our chickens.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit too.
So, you want to talk about your favorite things?
Yeah, let's talk about some favorite things. You ladies first?
Okay. So I have my favorite things here. My favorite things are, I have these clippers. I've had these. I got these when I first became a florist about, I was maybe about 15 years ago. And they are ratcheting. So when you're a florist, you have sometimes very thick stems that you have to.
So they can see it.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. Very thick stems that you have to cut through, and it'll click down, and it'll grip it, and you can keep squeezing it, and it'll cut through the stems. So this works really well. Like you know, when I'm having to trim things up out of the yard or anything like that. And so I love these. These are one of my favorite things. And then my other favorite thing is my apron that my daughter made me. So it's hard to see.
Oh, Claire, this is exciting. Wait, pause for a minute.
What?
We one of the deals that we were looking forward to was we're getting baby bunnies from Big Family Homestead, and Claire just announced live on our live stream that we will have baby bunnies soon. Our bunny is going to have them tonight.
Yay!
Yes. So I'm a proud papa. I've always wanted to be a father of bunnies.
Okay.
I'm very excited. Sorry, back to it.
But this is my apron that my daughter made me, and that is my other favorite thing. I wear it all the time when I cook. It was one of her. It was a project of love, because when I was working at the flower shop, I needed an apron that had deeper pockets because I kept losing my florist knife, and this one actually, it works out great because the pockets are so deep. I can go out and check the chickens and check for eggs, and I could put 6 eggs in one pocket and 6 in another. So it's pretty awesome.
Okay, so we're gonna pause for a second because I want to clear up some confusion. We don't sell any soaps. Big Family Homestead has some great soaps. You need to check out their website. They have great soaps. We have not delved into soap making.
No, that's
something Krista's really good at,
yeah.
And I would blow the house up.
Yeah.
So we don't let Kevin play with chemicals.
Kevin's not allowed to play with lye. So.
No.
but we may someday, but just not right now.
Okay, so it sounds like the bunnies are pulling hair now, which means they're making a nest for the babies that are coming, and that's very exciting. So.
Goin
Batty is going bunnies. There you go. All right. It feels like the lag is leaving all of a sudden when we start.
It seems like it's getting a little better.
Yeah, it's like when we start everything, it's like mass confusion, and then once we get into it, we're kind of like getting more comfortable with
Katie,
it.
you're getting compliments on the apron that you made.
Beautiful apron for sale. Thank you, Dolphin Man.
And then Hen Feather.
And Hen Feather Homestead
said my apron was beautiful. And it is. It really is pretty. She did a great job on it.
She did a great job. And there's more out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
what are your favorite things?
My favorite things. This is essential tools for a guy that has absolutely no construction skills whatsoever. In everything that I build, it looks a little bit off if you notice it. It's functional, and it keeps our chickens safe, but it doesn't look like anybody measured anything. And so, no, I'm not Brad. Anyway,
your favorite
ADD
thing.
got the best of me. My favorite things surround the idea of you can fix everything with duct tape. The only difference is that they are these zip ties. So we use zip ties for pretty much every project that we have. There's not a project on Goin Batty that you won't see some sort of zip tie spectacular. I'll get those out of my face. But these are one of my favorite things. We found these colored ones at Rural King.
No, Harbor Freight is where you got those. I thought you said.
I think I bought these at Rural King.
I thought you said you got them for like super cheap.
We don't know where they came from, but we like them. They're zip ties, and
yes.
we use them a lot. They're a very simple tool to help hold things together. The other thing that I love are these things right here. These are tin snips, but we use them a lot to cut chicken fence with. I'm trying not to put it in your face.
That's all right.
Hey,
Krista.
We have someone bugging us. So anyway, here's my tin snips, and this is one of my favorite tools. When you guys look at our chicken wire and you look at all the things that we do, these things cut through them like bada. And so I want you guys to know that these are some of our favorite things. Yeah. Did Katie have an announcement?
Man says he heard that you have worms.
I do have worms. It's very disappointing. No, it's very exciting. And I did not use my tin snips, or I did. You know, it's funny. I didn't use either one of these to make my worm farm. We made a worm farm, and I don't know that I explained it so good on the video because I'm still learning what a worm farm does and how it does. We need to get more
worms.
Yeah, but they're called red wigglers.
Yeah.
And put those in there so that they'll mulch a little faster. But for the most part, we're learning, and having a makeshift worm farm is going to help with the worm tea and go to the garden and all the stuff that you're doing there. Yeah. When we talk garden, she's the expert.
I'm really not.
She knows a lot about the soil. She knows a lot about the plants. And she loves being in there and getting dirty and getting everything fixed up and ready. And so we're really excited to kind of get this ball rolling and get the garden started. But our favorite things are oftentimes around how we use them and what we and the work that we do on the homestead. And so as we introduce you to favorite things, feel free to comment about what some of your favorite things are on either down below or on the live feed about what you guys use on your homestead that are tools that are your favorite things. Those things are things that we can share. I love the gadgets. I love the resources, the aprons, the cutters. All of that stuff is a regular part of our life, and we want you to know how much we appreciate those tools. So, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Yep. All right, yeah. So, what's next?
The garden update.
The garden update. Well, here in Ohio, we feel a little bit. We feel a little bit left behind.
See you later, Henfeather. She's gotta go. They've got to get some chicks in the coop. It looks like.
Guys, I have to go. Storms and trying to get our 7-week-old chicks to go in the coop. No problem.
That's all right.
No problem. Do bunnies pull hair or hair? Okay, Maggie, that's funny. But anyway, we watch a lot of the other YouTubers on the network, and we noticed that a lot of them are south or extreme west, and so their weather's pretty good. It's not, it's not freezing. It's just kind of cold, and it's coming out of that. Ohio's still on that edge of freezing, and I don't think we'll get another real hard freeze, but we're going to get something before the end of March, which is in 3 days, or 2 days, and we're just coming out of that now. So we've watched all these other folks that have plants. I mean, Arms.
Well, yeah, but
Family Homestead.
He's that big hoop house. That big
thing is awesome.
It does.
He has carrots in it. He had kale, and so we have compost in ours.
No, I actually did. I started my seeds again for the third time.
It's been a process.
And I put them in my little greenhouses in the big greenhouse. So the big greenhouse can't blow over because it's got 6 bales of hay kind of holding that plastic down. And
it's one of the very first videos we made.
Yeah, it was our redneck greenhouse made with bungee cords, duct tape, and a portable like garage, and so I started seeds again. So I started like my cabbage again and my broccoli, and I started tomatoes and peppers and all sorts of stuff like that. Did spinach. So we're going to see how it does, and if it doesn't do well, then oh well, it doesn't do well.
Well, Max's strawberries. Did you mention Max's
my son bought some strawberry plants last year, and they have done really well, and they've survived over the winter and everything. We had pulled them into the greenhouse and stuff, and I just set them out because they actually have blooms on them already, and so set them out so the pollinators can get to them. And in a couple of days, we're supposed to have a cold snap where it gets down to like 40 degrees. So I'll pull them back into the greenhouse so they don't get too like cold. But so we already planted our onions. So we're going to see how those do. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have anything else that I'm going to be planting real soon. Well, potatoes maybe.
We're going to be planting everything.
We have to go get the potatoes, but so
kale. Yeah. I think
Claire loves kale.
I think she does. I think that's good. It's one of those things where we're going to keep planting until we can't grow it. So there's a huge garden coming, and we're going to do multiple plants because what we would like to show you in future videos is some of the canning process that Heather takes, because that stuff is important. I mean, that some of the canning that she's done, we're just now finishing, and it's important that now that we're getting to know more of what homesteading is like and really what it could be, backstocking and learning how to can. I think I'm awful at it, but Heather knows what she's doing, and canning that food for future meals is essential in a family of 6 on a pastor's salary, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And so making things stretch is important, and having a garden, being able to put grow food and put it on our table is a big deal. Yeah. So anyway, next is our chicken update. We are chicken people.
They are chicken people.
And
we're not weird chicken people, though. So
a little bit, yeah. We try not to name our chickens because we don't like to name our food, but we do. We totally name them. We have one named Dot, and quite honestly, the layers, the egg layers, we kind of learned a lesson this week. We did butcher a few of our dual-purpose birds, their meat and egg layers. And of those, what we're learning is just the meat birds are the best. The Cornish crosses
they're
and
easier
the Freedom Rangers and that kind of thing.
Get the guts out. They're bigger. So
yeah, they're less scrawny. There's less meat on the dual purpose birds because their primary function is bringing eggs to the party. And we have a duck. This duck is just making a mess out of our lawn. It's hilarious because we just find these little duck eggs everywhere, and we know that some people are allergic to duck eggs, so we try to keep them away from them so they don't have problems. But
yes.
But we find it fascinating that we have duck eggs and that we keep finding them in odd places.
Yeah, she just lays them anywhere.
Yeah. The chickens that we butchered this past weekend were not laying. They were beginning to lay.
You're making kale and lettuce jokes.
Oh, okay. It's a unique name for sure.
He knew somebody named Kale.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's parents didn't like them.
Did you say lettuce surprises you? Maybe. You should leave that one alone. Good one, Lone Star. I like that. Yeah. So we butchered those 4, and those will be used for what's that stuff called that you make?
The chicken stock.
Chicken stock. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And
hold on. We had one that she was one of the production reds, like the Golden Comets, and that thing was so mean. Like it would eat the eggs. So we thought our chickens were slashing, but then we realized that they were eating the eggs.
Yeah, and the production reds are mean anyway. I'm not a huge fan of those. Yeah,
I know people that have had wonderful luck with them, but this one, there is one. Yes, Claire. We had one that every single time I went into that coop, she would bite me in the rear end every time, and she would jump to bite me in the rear end. And I'm like this, and I finally looked at Kevin like, I've had enough of this. We're gonna make her into soup.
Freezer camp. Yep. So she's at freezer camp right now
with 2 of her friends.
Yeah, with 2 of her friends. Did we only do 2 birds? I thought we did
3.
4.
We did 3.
Okay, 3.
Yeah.
We did 3. I'm completely off. Don't ask me my anniversary either. So I'll get that wrong too. This is too much. Would you say she's an odd duck? What a quack.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, she's a duck that thinks she's a chicken because she's only ever been with chickens.
So we have 16 people on the that are watching right now. We're very
4 minutes
grateful.
Left.
We don't have much time left. We want to share with you some resources at the end that we use, and so I'll give it away to Heather so she can show you what resources we use.
So these are actually new resources. We went to the library today, and one of the things that Kevin was talking with a farmer friend of his, and just talking about, what is it like to be a farmer and what are some of the things that you need to know. And one of the things that he is just passionate about is knowing what your soil is and having healthy soil. And so I went to the library and I got this book right here. It says Building Soil. So I've started reading it and it looks interesting so far. So I'll have to let you know like how this book is. But, I don't know a whole lot about that. So, when Kevin says, like, I'm gardening expert, I'm really not. I'm on a journey to learn, and I'm learning from people that know a lot already. And so what I can't find out from them. I'm finding out from books. And then the other one that I got is this one here because it says homegrown berries. And I got this one because we got some raspberry and blueberry plants that we're going to plant. And I don't know a whole lot about growing berries. All I know is how to identify them in the wild. And my grandpa taught me that. So we used to go out when I was a kid. I get all geared up in long sleeves and jeans in the middle of summertime because I get poison ivy really bad. And he would take me berry picking. And he taught me how to identify the blackberries and the raspberry bushes and how to tell the difference between the two of them by the leaves and, you know, stuff like that. So, but when it comes to ones that have been like domesticated, like I don't know anything about planting them, growing them, anything like that. So I got this book here, and it, as I'm looking through it, it has a lot of great information, like what kind of soil they need, what type of things you have to look out for disease-wise and bug-wise and things like that. So those are the two resources that I have this week. So
yeah, and it was a rare opportunity to be able to go. We're going to take a few more minutes because we know right now on the network there's no one behind us. And we won't take very much longer, but it was a rare opportunity to be able to take and interview an actual farmer. We homestead and we do farmette kind of thing, but we're very different farmer from the guy that I went and saw. The gentleman that I went and met with is actually all plants. I mean, he does all crops. He doesn't do any livestock at all. And so we came at it from very different angles, but the truth is that it still is bringing food to the table. For us, it's bringing food to our table. For him, it's bringing food to 250,000 people. So it's a bit different in the context. I mean, he's got tons of acreage. He's doing it as like, to say he's doing it with excellence is undercutting him. He's doing it thoughtfully, environmentally friendly. It's not that he's without fertilizers, but he doesn't use as much as others do. Mm-hmm. He actually uses a minimal amount, and so producing food on a mass quantity, like for 250,000 people, is a lot different and requires different tools. So I walk into this barn, and it's this huge barn with tractors that, oh my gosh, they were awesome.
I didn't see them, but I just
they're so cool. Awesome. But one of the things they do in the fall is one of the things he's our conversation continued, and we talked about one of the things he does in the fall, which is he presses his own apple cider. Mm-hmm. So there's a local orchard that gives them all of their bad apples, and he just presses them, and he has the community come together, and everybody comes together to bottle this fresh apple cider. Mm-hmm. And so he shared how he would teach me how to do that. And so we started talking, and I said, there's some other trades that I don't really know how to do. And
it's just kind of what Brad talked about with his fish swim and birds fly video. He's doing what he knows he's good at. And
exactly.
He is excellent at what he does.
He is very good at it.
Yeah.
And I feel like my calling's a little bit more on the animal side. I know how to care for animals. I know how to keep them healthy, and I know how to use them so that they can feed our family and feed others eventually, I hope. But anyway, the other thing he said we're in store for, and maybe we'll make a video out of this, maybe we won't. But he's going to teach me how to weld. There was a long time ago, when I knew how to weld, and I've not done it in many, 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 many years. And here's this farmer willing to pour into me, willing to teach me what he knows and give me opportunities for experiences. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about learning what some of those new trades, and we'll bring them to our channel so you can see them as we go. Yep. But we're not done yet. We've got some other things coming up that are pretty exciting, and we haven't even begun to dream up some of the videos that we're going to do. So, yeah, it should be cool.
Yeah.
It should be cool.
I'm excited about it.
All right.
So, yeah.
What else? I think that's it.
I think
I'm going to take a page from the Big Family Homestead. I'm going to pray for you guys because we are a believing family, if that's not your thing. hang out anyway, because we love to be around you while we pray. And then we'll say goodnight, okay? Father God, I thank you so much for the opportunity to share our story with these awesome people. Well, how goofy it is that we use YouTube to connect with an incredible community. What an awesome tool to bring us together. Father, I pray for each life that's represented. I pray for each family that's represented, and I ask your awesome, mighty hand to be in their life. Lord, go before us, beside us, and behind us. We pray these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
By the way, check out our blog. Check out our website. It's www.goinbatty.com. Goin. Not going. Goinbatty.com. Stay tuned. More updates as we go.